What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I want to talk about the Dallas Mavericks and how bad things have turned out for them to finish the year. But I think free agency in the offseason could do pretty well for them. I want to outline the path that I think they could go down, what they need to do to fix this team. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But let's break down this miserable ending to the Mavericks season. Question to you guys is where do they go from here in your opinion? What do you want to see them do? Do you want them to keep Kyrie? Do you want them to let Kyrie walk? Is Jason Kidd safe, or is he getting fired? Would you want him fired? Because I know there was a lot of heat on him to finish the year. The whole year was just an up and down roller coaster, and it just finished poorly. 1-7 to finish the season, an obvious tank job by benching or resting everybody and then playing Luka one quarter, which I didn't understand. It's I didn't like the decision that they did with that and, tanking to try and keep their pick, because for those of you that don't know, if the Mavericks pick falls outside the top 10, they lose the pick to the Knicks. So that would be losing one of their star players in Jalen Brunson in one offseason, and the next season losing their only first-round draft pick to the Knicks. That would be a catastrophic way for their couple off seasons to go. So like I said, I understand why they're tanking, why they just gave up. It just sucks because they were right there for the play-in, and I would have liked to see them try and compete, because at the end of the day, I do think a team that has Luka and Kyrie on it could win a play-in game and could make it interesting and would be entertaining. But like I said, I understand why they did it. Doesn't mean I have to like it. So all that being said, let's look at the bright side, the best possible look that could happen for them in the offseason. Obviously, step number one, they got to keep their pick in the draft lottery. They got to be top 10. So, if you add a top 10 pick to this team, you get another top 10 pick next to Luka, you can get another forward, you can get a wing. I know this draft is very heavy on the wings and the forwards, or you can get a young center to build with Luka, which would probably be very helpful for him, because he needs somebody behind him that can protect the rim, because we know he's not a great defensive player, and someone that can be a lob threat, because honestly, Dwight Powell, not cutting it. Christian Wood, I don't know why they didn't play him more, but obviously to them, he wasn't cutting it. And outside of that, they just don't really have anything. So you got to get somebody with that top 10 pick if you keep it. That's the main thing. And I think one thing I want to see them do is kind of put more into Josh Green, because I think he's a good player. I think he can turn into a really, really nice, option next to a Kyrie and a Luka. I think that's a perfect kind of fit. He can shoot the three. He's very aggressive defensively. He's got good speed. He's a good player. I think he deserves more opportunity, and I think they kind of underutilized him a lot this season. And I think in this situation, you keep Kyrie, because you traded all of your wing defenders. You traded pretty much the whole reason the team was even okay, other than Luka. You traded all that to get him. You can't lose him for nothing. The only way that they make that even somewhat salvageable if he leaves is by getting somebody else of a similar caliber to fit next to Luka, or spending it on multiple players to build a better overall team. But I think you got to keep Kai, because you put too much into this to just try half a season and then, bail out of it. Free agency-wise, I think they got to go for a center that can play both sides of the ball. They had too many guys that, like a Dwight Powell, not really providing much offensively, and he's kind of undersized defensively. And then Christian Wood's not very good defensively. So, if you go get maybe a Mason Plumlee, that might help you a little bit, because he can pass. He's at least active on the glass. He can play. Or, Jakob Poeltl's not exactly the greatest defender, but Jakob Poeltl is a very, very good center. Just get good talent to play there, and not guys that should be the 8th, 9th, 10th guys off the bench. I think that would be something that would be very important. And, if maybe an Andre Drummond, if you want to get really big and get some offensive rebounding, which would be great next to Luka. I don't know what kind of salary he's going to command, but maybe you go there. And you just absolutely have to get some bigger wings to play some defense, because they were getting blown by every single night. I think they had a defensive rating of 119 after the trade. It was terrible. They need to figure that side of the ball out first and foremost, because I think when you have Luka and guys like Kyrie, you can get the offense. You can figure that out. Defense is one of those things where you just got to have guys that know how to play defense and are good at playing defense. So got to get some 3-and-D guys, like maybe a Jay Crowder, who's got experience. I mean, he's been in Dallas before. I think that was the second team he played on way back in the day. And then, there's I don't know how they could do it, but Jalen McDaniels on this team would be nasty. I love what he's doing in Philly. He's going to get a lot of money. I don't know how much money, but I know it's going to be a nice bag. I think Jalen McDaniels is a really, really good player. He's 6'10", I think. Really versatile. That would be a nice piece to get. Home run hit would be like Jeremy Grant. I don't know how likely that is because I think, the cap space would be a problem. Maybe you have to trade Tim Hardaway, which, maybe some Mavs fans are rooting for that. But, Jeremy Grant would be the absolute home run because he's a guy, he can get you 20. He can defend the other team's best player. He can get boards. Like the perfect third option next to a Kyrie and a Luka. Fits like right in there. So that would be like the dream signing for the Mavs this offseason, in my opinion. Ultimately, they just got to fix the defense and they got to fix their interior presence because they really didn't have any in the second half of the season, and that's a big problem. I don't think Christian Wood's coming back. I think he doesn't want to be there after what he's dealt with this year, partly due to Jason Kidd, who I thought was doing a great job coaching the last couple of years, and then this year, I thought that they could have done more, but they didn't. And coaching, everybody gets flack. I don't think that Kyrie or Luka are mostly to blame for why they just didn't finish well. I think it was the lack of wing defenders that they have, the lack of interior presence. Like that, those are things that like neither Kyrie or Luka are really to blame for. So they just didn't have enough good players. And, at the end of the day, sometimes it's just how it goes. Sometimes your team just isn't good enough. But my question to you guys, like in the beginning, what should the Mavericks do? This is saying that they keep the top 10 pick because if they lose that pick, oh, Jesus, it's looking bad because this is an opportunity if you keep that pick to add somebody young and cheap to the team and get somebody talented at a good rate rather than having to sign everybody for $20 million contracts. They got to keep that pick. If they lose that pick, it's looking pretty bleak, but, we'll see. Do you let Kyrie Irving walk? I think that's a huge question because he's a very polarizing player, and I don't know how much the Mavs fans really like him. He brings baggage. It is what it is. He brings a lot of drama, whether he likes it or not, unfortunately. So I think he's going to be really polarizing this summer, what he does, because it's going to be one of those things where I guarantee you it's going to be dramatic. He's going to be, I might want to go there. I might want to go there. Maybe there. It's going to be a whole lot of different rumors coming out, and probably 95% of them won't be true. So that'll be fun to look forward to in the free agency and the offseason, but we'll see. And who do you want in free agency? I think free agency is a big deal for the Mavs this year because they got to get they got to get good pieces, good players around Luka. Have to build around him because I don't know how much Luka wants to lose in the NBA. So you got to make sure you get a winning team around him, just like any other star player. To be completely honest, who do you want in the draft too? I don't have a lot of background knowledge on the draft yet. I haven't really digged into it too much. I know guys like Wemby, obviously it's a sweepstakes for him. And then you get the Brandon Millers, the Scoot Hendersons, the Thompson twins. It's really all I know in the draft this year. So if you have been watching college basketball more than me, then let me know who you want. Anywho, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But the Mavs, they got some work to do. But maybe they make it happen. We'll see in the offseason. Mavs fans, let me know what you think is going to happen. But thank you for watching. I'm done here. Peace.